Good people, it's your favorite concert guy, Mark with the Q, and this is In My Concert Bag Vlog Behind the Track. In this episode, I had a great conversation with the beautiful songstress Vahn Black. Hailing from Detroit, Michigan, where Motown legends were made, Black is on her way and following the footsteps of the greats. Black's voice is so dynamic and unique that you can't help but to admire her vocal abilities. Vahn Black respects the artists that came before her, grounded by legends, and Black is building her own legacy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy my great conversational piece with singer-songwriter Vahn Black. So Vahn Black, thank you so much for being on In My Concert Bag. How are you doing today?
I'm great. The weather is nice. I can't complain too much.
I know that's right. The weather is beautiful. It's been raining down here in the South a lot, so we got some sunshine, some cool weather. So I'm happy for it to be June.
Yeah, it's the best time of the year,
Yes,
truly.
it is. So I want to say first of all, thank you. And I know you're probably like, what am I thanking you for? I want to thank you for the music that you've been putting out, for your vocal ability, your technique, of just your vocals. I got hip to you actually walking, exercising, and I just had my phone on the just on some random thing on Spotify, and Lucid Dream came on, and I just was grooving to the beat. And then when your vocals came in, I was like, "Who is this lady?" And I remember literally stopping in the middle of my walk, and I was like, "Who is this?" And literally from the time I was walking like 4 or 5 miles, then I think I was like on mile two. From mile two to mile five, I had this song on repeat. I just kept going
Oh,
back, and I was just like, who is this young lady that the voice is just speaking to me, that is just talking to me, that is so pure, that is just beautiful, that's just elegant, and the vocal techniques, like I could tell, like you really studied the greats and you incorporate it in your music. So that's why I want to say thank you so much for just your authenticity in your music and just staying you. Because I know this industry can change you, and your voice is so unique that you could have went with everybody else, what they're doing, but you decided to stay in your own lane, and that's a beautiful thing. And so I want to say thank you.
thank you. I appreciate that so much. I'm so happy to hear that the things that I create touch people. It's like a big part of why I do what I do to like touch people, inspire people, make people think about stuff. So I'm really appreciative of that.
Oh, no worries. Well deserved. So, how did you get into music? What was your background? What got you into like, hey, I have a voice and I want to share it with the world?
So I'm originally from Detroit, which is a super musical city. Like I feel like most people have at least one favorite artist or an artist that they like that's from Detroit because it's just something in the water. We just different. So I was surrounded by music everywhere. I mean, gospel, jazz. I ended up going to high school and being classically trained, but before that, my parents they really love music. My mom she played the piano in church. My dad was a singer. He also played guitar, taught himself how to play percussion. So it was kind of always around. And, like as I got older, my mom started to give me a new instrument for Christmas every year. And it was just kind of like figure out what you like and land there because I can't afford lessons for everything. Like, people know the vibes, like pick one extracurricular activity and stick to it.
Right.
Um, and so, yeah, I started writing songs at 8 years old, started producing at 12. I just started like falling in love with making sounds. And, I didn't have a lot growing up, but I used what was at my disposal to just make sounds.
Okay. So my question to you is, when it gets to your projects, especially um the oh, I'm trying to pronounce it. Is it Petrichor? Am I
Yes.
pronouncing it? Because I was like, that is a name. Petrichor album. I know it was a ode to Gladys Bentley. She was part of the Harlem Renaissance, and you tell this beautiful story how she wanted to be part of this show, and they told her that they wanted a man for it, and then she was like, "Hey, I could do this part." And she dressed up as a man, and then she had this career. until she passed away. And I love the fact that you could have written your projects or that particular project from your own experience, but you decided to celebrate her. What made you say, you know what, it's time for me to give or the world to know her, and to give her her flowers for pushing, technically pushing the culture forward without her even knowing, because it wasn't acceptable, the things that she was doing back then, or the stigma was not acceptable back then as it is now.
Yeah. I just, I really love the Harlem Renaissance. I mean, I'm obsessed with Black American culture and arts and all the things that we've offered in so many different realms. I think it's really important to talk about Black queer history, Black gay history, Black trans history, because there's this idea that all of these things, all of these words are new and all of these things are just coming into existence as of late. And it's
Mm,
just not true. Like, people like Gladys Bentley have existed for so many years, so many centuries, even. I mean, is you can trace pretty far back to people who were doing things that maybe don't identify with the gender that they were assigned with. So I just really love, telling those stories and digging into that history. And I feel so connected to Gladys Bentley in different ways, like how she identified with womanhood or didn't identify with womanhood, her relationship to love growing up. And I just really thought it was important to tell that story because a lot of people don't know who she is, which is crazy because she was so famous during her time.
mm.
And, she was an amazing singer. She could do crazy things with her voice. She was an amazing pianist. And I just think she needs to be talked about more with her peers from that time.
Right. So how did you channel her in doing your project? Like, how did you know, like, okay, I feel like this is what she wants to say in her music, and how did you challenge it in that project?
So with this Gladys Bentley project, which is three parts, I wanted to be sure that I didn't do a thing where I am being her mouthpiece or where
Mm,
I assume or state very concretely, like, this is what she thought, this is what happened. I really wanted to take parts of her story that we do know and things about that era that we do know and just kind of like imagine what things would have been like or how things would be if times were different. So I am an archivist, so I did some digging, looked at some things on online archives. Wasn't able to go in person to the archives that have her stuff, but I just really sat with the stuff, read her article, "I Am a Woman Again," and took from her experience there and wrote things based off of what was in that article. And then also like connecting it to the things that I've felt and how I relate to some things. So it's kind of like a give and take and a morphing of like, we're talking about her. I want to embody that energy. And also, I relate to this. And here's my opinion.
okay. I love that EP. My the whole EP is beautiful, but my favorite two songs I have to say is Lucid Dream, the one that introduced me to you, and Too Soon. And
I
Too
love to
Soon
see.
was a regular on the track too, baby. I will. And you look. Let me tell you something. I thought I was you because I was trying to do them stats at the end, and I'm not a singer, but I was trying to do those stats and then little clap, and I was like, "Come on with it," and because it just felt. I'm from the South, so I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Georgia, so I just felt that, and I was like, "Ooh, this feel like gospel with a little bit of just funk and soul," and you just made this big pot of just greatness in that song. So yeah, Too Soon and Lucid Dreams are my favorite. They're like constantly on repeat. But it's something about Too Soon that just grabs me and just puts me in a chokehold, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can continue to listen to that.
Yeah, Too Soon is a personal favorite of mine. It's very special to me for so many reasons. I feel like maybe a lot of people didn't understand it. I don't know. Like, I know everybody's not into gospel, but I'm a gospel head. And I, yeah, just putting in all of the gospel history and then taking into account like Gladys Bentley being in the club. I just thought it'd be a fun collaboration.
we fast forward to I Am a Woman Again, right? And I'm assuming that's based off the article that she wrote for Ebony in 1952, correct?
Yes.
Um, and when I listen to that album, I hear maturity, um, and I just hear like a lot of vulnerability in that album.
Mhm.
Um, so was there another nod to her, or this is like I'm just gonna take this title and now this is me on that album?
Yeah, so I did still like play with some of the things that were talked about in her article. Really sitting with them and thinking like, how do I feel about this? It's my time to like really dig into my feelings and my opinions on this stuff.
Mm,
So like I'm a Woman Again, the title track, you know, is not directly saying things that were in that article, but it for me is stating, you know, how I feel about the statement, I'm a woman again. It's like I know people would like for women or, you know, people assigned female at birth to act a certain way and be a part of certain things in society. But I don't want to do that. I want to do
right.
my own thing. I don't want to be tied to someone's ideas of womanhood and femininity. So it was definitely more personal, but I did take pieces of things from that article.
And that's what I felt when I listened to the album. It came out last year. I want to believe in October. And just constantly listening to it, it felt like you was unraveling some of you and some of your feelings into that album. Also, still respecting her as an artist. So it's kind of like a sequel, but you kind of made it to your own, and that's what I really love about that album. And I really do enjoy about that album. So I want to switch gears to just what do you think about the industry as a whole in the way that it's going? We could talk about business, we could talk about just vocals, music production. Because one thing I noticed about you is that I have said when I listen to your voice, I'm like, I felt like you came at the wrong era to me. Like I felt like if you was in that, I mean, of course, the Harlem Renaissance, but if you was in that Aretha that time period, like yeah. And so what I'm trying to say is your voice is so unique. It's such a blessing. It's so beautiful. How do you carve your own lane when you have this thing auto tune, which has been around forever, but I have noticed and listened to more music now that a lot of artists are using a lot more auto tune, and now you have the AI component that's coming on board now. How do you find your lane? How do you say, you know what, I'm not going to conform, I'm going to stay Van Black, and whoever hears me, hears me?
Yeah, for me, individuality is like super important because I mean, the thing that makes you special is it's just like your uniqueness, your essence, like what's inside of you. All of us live a different type of life. We live specific lives. We encounter specific things in specific ways. And those stories, there it's just fun to hear those stories, and that should be the focus of everyone's creative life. Like, how can I talk about things in my unique way that I've gone through in my unique way? So I just decided a long time ago, like when I was younger, I've just gotta be honest and be truthful because, you know, I was trying to do different things. I was trying to do what was trendy. And it just didn't feel right. Like, you know, it would do numbers or whatever. But for me, it just felt very like suffocating because
Mm,
I was not speaking my truth or walking in my truth.
right.
And so, yeah, like just deciding that I want to be myself and starting to be myself and seeing that I'm bringing people towards me that are like me or understand me. It's a beautiful thing. It's what keeps me grounded and doing exactly what I want to do and not listening to all the noise and totally switching gears.
Right. So have there ever been a situation where you approach the song and you say, "This is not me," and it might have disagreed with the producer? Because I'm assuming from what I understand that you produce all your stuff, but if
Mhm.
you're working with other collaborators, is there a time where you're just like, maybe I should, you know, just give this a try, or no, I'm just gonna stay me and just continue to do me?
Yeah, I have no problem with trying new stuff. Like the I'm a Woman Again album, I tried stuff that I had never done before. Maybe even some stuff where I was like, I don't know if I could use that. I don't know if that would fit me. Like Verispeed, which is something that R&B singers like Kawan and Leon Thomas use as of late. D'Angelo also used it to a certain extent, but it's really hot in R&B right now. And I was like, I kind of want to play with that. And I played with it and it worked and it ends up being the intro for Drive. And
Hmm.
so I have no problem with trying new things, but I think I also have no problem with saying it's a hard no. Like I will try most of the things and I'll be like, that was cool, that was fun. I'm good though.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet talker, so polite, but can't hide what's in those eyes. See the silhouette of your shadow that only follows night. Dying to feel you on my side. Share your hands, take the lead and guide. Your directions, my Lord, tonight. I'll abide. So wherever you wanna go, fast as you need, don't hold your speed, drive, drive.
So how is it being an independent artist? And using the different various platforms because when you have labels, they tend to support you better. And then independent is kind of like a little bit of a longer road. I would say for you, your road is quick to me because I know I put you on to people and they was like, "Oh yeah, I heard of her," and I'm just like, "What? Like where have I been?" Right? So how do platforms like Bandcamp and other platforms that you're using, like even Instagram, like you post your videos of you singing and you're on a excuse me, I don't know terminology, but is that a beatbox machine? I have seen you do several videos of that. How does that influence you as an independent artist to get you out there, more exposure into the world?
It's hard. It's really hard. And I know people want to find ways to keep moving forward. And the answer to that a lot of times is being overly positive. But we just got to be honest. It's hard.
Yeah,
And a lot of us are struggling more than we would like to say. I struggle with different things. It would be nice to have more help, but I am not in a rush to do that because when you rush in with desperation, you get hurt. But
hmm,
so, with wanting that help and wanting to get out there comes this understanding of, well, I need to do exactly what I need to do to be more visible and to attract the people that I relate to and who can help me. So, like, I don't really like social media like that. I prefer to just sit and practice and work on music and stuff. I do enjoy making certain kinds of videos, but I don't like getting obsessed with the algorithm and stuff, but I know that when I do it, it will have a good outcome. No matter
yeah,
how good a video does, if it flops, like I'm still doing something and I'm building a digital catalog, for lack of better words.
yeah.
And yeah, just doing stuff like that and also advertising the band camp and stuff, all that stuff. It's also just good to like get to know your audience better and they get to know you, and that just helps build longevity.
Yeah, I think for me, for my platform and my concert band, it's harder too because although I graduated with a journalism degree, I'm also part of independent media. And a lot of times when I reach out to artists just to even interview them at their shows, and I'm coming to them, a lot of times you get no. And so I'm kind of like you. You have to be overly positive. You have to reassure who you are that what you're doing, the idea that God gave you is yours, and you just have to keep pushing and keep moving. So, man, I feel exactly what you feel. We're in this music industry, but you sing and I interview, and do videography and stuff. But I understand exactly where you're coming from because it's hard out here. But we just got to keep pushing and getting it out there and stay authentic to ourselves. And that's one thing I respect about your music. It's very authentic. It's very you. It's very real. And the people who are supposed to find it, they will find it. They will connect with you, like I have connect with you. So keep going, sister. You got it.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. We will keep going and we will persevere.
Yes, we will. We will. So I got two more questions for you. So, um, just to brighten up the mood, who are some of the artists that you want to work with? Like who they could be dead or alive. Like I know Gladys Bentley. I know you wanted to work with her. I know I could just tell. Like if she was still around or you was around that time period, y'all would definitely click and do something. But who are some of the artists now where you're like, I would love to work with, write, produce, sing with, collaborate with, background singing. Who are some of those artists?
Um, you know, my favorite artist in the whole wide world, D'Angelo, is not with us anymore. Which is that real? Did it really happen?
Yeah, he's supposed to be
Um,
alive. R.I.P.
like why you go? Why you do that?
Right.
It'd be wonderful to work with him, but I would also love to work with Michelle Cello. She's one of my biggest influences as well. She's influenced my music so much, and yeah, it'd be so great to work with her. Also, there's just so many people. I would love to work with Leon Thomas. I
Mm,
think he's just such an authentic musician. Like the things that he does and the things that he creates, I just think his brain is crazy, and I would
yeah.
love to work with him. Also, Sasha Keeble. I think what she's doing is really cool. She's very unique. And I really love the sounds that she's putting out. And the list goes on, but those are some of the
Yeah.
people that I've been resonating with lately.
I seen Sasha Kiba live. She opened up for Giveon when Giveon came to Atlanta, and when her set was done, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like it's just vocals on vocals, and it was like this rawness that she had. And you forget that she's from the UK, so I'm just like, okay, they
Yeah, I
that
feel like
little
she's supposed to be from LA or something.
right. And I'm just like, she a little round the way. That's what we call it, round the way. But yeah, she's a dope vocalist. That's some good names, Leon Thomas. Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that for you. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so when this is my last question because I know we have busy schedules. So when it's all said and done, you don't have any more notes to give. And you're just like, I don't have any more pen, no more ink on this paper to write for my people, for your fans. What do you want your legacy to look like?
Well, when the ink dries up and the voice is gone, I hope people just feel like inspired. I hope they feel inspired to do some reading. Hope they feel inspired to make some noise. I just hope they just feel like moved.
Yeah,
I just think that feeling is so important, and capturing that feeling is really important. And it's a blessing to be felt.
yeah,
And I just hope that I am felt.
yeah. That's a beautiful thing. Um, I do have one more question. I'm gonna sneak in. What are you working on now? Because people like me who are a fan of your music, I get excited. I'm just like, okay, so what is she working on next? Like, what's going on? Are you taking a break or are you just like, you know?
I'm always working on stuff. I'm working on getting a jazz band together, getting some stuff
Mm,
recorded that has been in the works for a while, stuff that I've been dreaming of putting on wax. So I just feel like I'm making the stuff of my dreams. Like I feel like I'm in the right creative space and the right headspace to create the sonic world that I've always wanted to create. So
right.
um,
Okay. Well, Miss Van Black, thank you so much. This has been an honor. You don't understand how much I have looked forward to this interview with you. I would love to see you live. I can't wait till you, whatever you are, you come back, you know, come back through the South or wherever you are to actually meet you and to just be under your presence when you sing because you have something powerful here to tell the world. And I can't wait for the world to continue to wake up and hear your vocals and hear your story and feel your heart.
thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
It was truly an honor to speak with Van Black as she opened up about her intentions in creating authentic music and where she is headed. Black has a bright future, and I can't wait to watch the evolution of this talented singer songwriter. Check out Van Black music on all streaming platforms. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see y'all on the mic.